Hello friends, welcome to BioVidyalayam. Today's topic is immunogenicity versus antigenicity. So here we are going to discuss about what is the difference between immunogenicity and antigenicity, or we can say what is the difference between immunogen and antigen. So let's see that. Immunogenicity. What is meant by immunogenicity? Immunogenicity is the ability to induce humoral or cell-mediated immune response. Humoral means antibody-mediated. Antibodies are produced by B cells. Cell-mediated immune response means it is mainly mediated by T cells. Okay. As we know that in adaptive immune system, there are two types of cells, B cells and T cells. So, if on the surface of B cell receptor are present and on the surface of T cell receptor are also present. When B cell recognize any pathogen or antigen, specifically we can say that epitopes present on the surface of pathogen. Okay, if B cell receptor detect epitope on the surface of any pathogen, what will happen? This B cell will get differentiated into plasma cells and memory B cells. Plasma cell will produce antibodies and memory B cell remain inside the blood that will prevent further or the second exposure of the same pathogen. So, plasma cell produced antibodies are specific to that particular antigen. Okay, that will bind to that pathogen and that will activate immune response and that will distract that pathogen. Okay, as we know that activation of B cell requires the help of Th cells. If T helper cell recognize any pathogen that is presented by antigen presenting cells or target cell, the T cell will get activated and that will produce two types of cells, Th cells and Tc cells, helper T cell or cytotoxic T cells. Okay. Then T helper cells will further help B cell for their activation. They also help for the other immune cells for their activation, and finally that will lead the destruction of the pathogen. So such antigens are called the immunogen or complete antigen. That means that particular antigen have ability to induce humoral and cell-mediated immune response. Okay. These immunogens are large molecule with molecular weight at least greater than 10,000 Dalton. Okay. Antigenicity. Antigenicity is the ability to combine with the final product of the humoral and or cell-mediated immune response, but it is not activating the immune response. Okay, so here antigens can bind with or combine with final product of humoral or cell-mediated immune response. That means this antigen can bind with antibody, but they are not able to activating humoral or cell-mediated immune response. That is called antigenicity. Antigenicity is the ability to combine with the final product of the humoral and or cell-mediated immune response, but it is not activating the immune response. For example, as we just saw, when B cell get activated, it secrete antibodies, and the antigens which have the property of antigenicity will combine with these antibodies. So, antigens can combine with final product of humoral immune response, that is antibody, but it is unable to activate humoral or cell-mediated immune response. Okay. As we discussed that all antigens are not able to induce immune response. So a substance must possess the following characters to be immunogenic. So these are the some important properties of an immunogen. First is foreignness, second size, third chemical complexity, fourth dosage and route of administration. First is foreignness. Let's see that. The most important feature of an immunogen is that an effective immunogen must be foreign with respect to the host. The adaptive immune system recognize and eliminate only foreign antigens. Foreign antigen means non-self antigen. Non-self means that is coming outside from our body. That is foreignness. Okay. So, an antigen must be foreign. Next property is size. The second requirement for being immunogenic is that the compound must have certain minimal molecular weight. Relatively small substances have decreased immunogenicity, whereas larger substances have increased immunogenicity. So, an immunogen must have molecular weight greater than 10,000 Dalton. Then only it becomes immunogen. Okay. Otherwise, that antigen are not able to induce immune response. Okay. If molecular weight is less, means that antigen is not able to induce immune response. If it is greater than 10,000 Dalton, means that are able to induce immune response. Okay. Next property is chemical complexity. The third characteristic necessary for a compound to be immunogenic is certain degree of chemical complexity. Okay. For example, a homopolymer of poly-gamma D-glutamic acid, that is the capsular material of Bacillus anthracis. That molecular weight is 50,000 Dalton, but it is not immunogenic. The molecular weight is greater than 10,000. Here it is 50,000 Dalton, but it is not immunogenic. Why? The absence of this immunogenicity is because these compounds, although of high molecular weight, are not sufficiently chemically complex. It have this compound, that is the capsular material of Bacillus anthracis, called poly-gamma D-glutamic acid. Molecular weight is 50,000 Dalton. That is, so it has enough molecular weight, but chemically it is not that much of complex. So it is not immunogenic. Next is, we know that proteins are immunogenic. But the greater the degree of complexity of protein, the more will be its immune response. And our nucleic acid. Nucleic acids are poor immunogens. But it will become immunogenic when it is conjugated with a carrier protein. Likewise, lipids. Lipids are rarely immunogenic, but an immune response to the lipid can be induced by conjugated with the protein carriers. Okay. So, chemical complexity is important for immunogenicity. Okay. Next is dosage and route of administration. Insufficient dose of antigen may not stimulate immune response. So, a threshold amount of antigen is required to induce immune response. And number of doses of administration is also affect the outcome of immune response. So, dosage and the amount of antigen the threshold amount of antigen and the dose of number of doses are also important for immune response. Okay. The route of administration also affect the outcome of immune response because this route of administration determines which organ and cell population will be involved in the response. Okay. Immunogen can be administered through number of common routes like intravenous, into vein, intradermal, into skin, subcutaneous, that means beneath the skin, intramuscular, into the muscle, like that. Antigens administered via the most common route, namely subcutaneously. Generally, that will elicit strongest immune response because this is due to their uptake, processing and presentation to effector cells by Langerhans cells present in the skin, which are among the most potent antigen presenting cell. So, Langerhans cell means that is the microbe which is present in the skin is called Langerhans cell. That is most potent antigen presenting cells. Okay, that will present this antigen to the effector cells. That's why this subcutaneous administration of antigen is very effective. That will give strongest immune response. Okay. So these are the 4 important properties of immunogen: foreignness, size, chemical complexity, and dosage and route of administration. All immunogens are antigenic, but all antigens are not immunogenic. Why it is? We already discussed that immunogens have ability to induce immune response, but antigens have no ability to induce immune response, but it can bind to final product of immune response like antibody. Antigen can bind to antibody. Okay. So all immunogens are antigenic. That means all immunogens are antigenic, meaning it can react to the end product of immune response. That means this immunogen bind to the end product means it can bind to the antibody. Antibody is the end product of humoral immune response. So, immunogen can bind to final product of immune response. Okay. So, these immunogens are antigenic. Okay. It makes sense that if immunogen can induce the immune response, it can also bind with the final product of immune response. So this immunogen can induce immune response. They can induce humoral and cell-mediated immune response, as well as it can bind with the final product of immune response like antibody. It can bind with antibody. Okay, so these immunogens are antigenic. But all the antigens are not immunogenic. But all the antigens cannot be immunogenic because we saw only high molecular weight antigen can induce the immune response. So they are antigenic but not immunogenic. So if antigen molecular weight is less than 10,000 Dalton means they are not immunogenic. They are not able to induce immune response. They can bind to the final product of immune response, but they are not able to induce immune response. So they are antigenic. They are not immunogenic. Okay. So immunogens are able to induce immune response and that they are able to bind with final product of immune response. But antigens are not able to induce immune response. They can only bind with final product of immune response. Okay. So all immunogens are antigenic, but all antigens are not immunogenic. Okay. So here I am winding up this video. I think this video will be helpful for you. If it is helpful, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Keep learning. Thank you.